Good evening, riders. Thought I will do a quick update on ABS and braking distance, mainly for soft terrain. And we're going to go out and find some gravel roads. They seem to be fairly hard packed. I like to find something that's really loose with a lot of rocks and stuff rolling on top of it. And then try out 3 different ride modes. Start with rain, which is the most sensitive when it comes to traction control and ABS, and we should get the longest brake distance on gravel or soft surface with that. Then switch to road. I expect we're going to get kind of the same, and then switch to Enduro Pro, where we will have no ABS on the rear tire and just a slight ABS on the front. You're not able to turn all of it off nowadays. It doesn't interfere much. I hardly feel it come in. But for the rain and for road, pick up the speed to 40-45 miles an hour. Probably going to sit down on the bike and just jam front and rear as hard as I can. And when it comes to Enduro Pro, when I don't have the ABS, I'll stand up a little bit, weight backwards on the bike. I'm going to hit the rear brake and the front brake as hard as I possibly can to stop the bike. It means the rear tire is going to lock up and skid under me. And the front may or may not lock up. We'll see. It might get some short lockup. So I expect the Enduro Pro with no ABS be the shortest braking distance when I can modulate on my own. I do feel I do a better job than electronics doing that. Although electronics is a great helpful tool depending on how used you are to ride a bike and how much training you have and your comfort level and skill level. So we'll see. Take it out on the gravel road. Okay, so I thought we should do a little brake test here. I tried to find some softer gravel, but this is the best I can find. I'm going to try to stay off the hard part here and just get on the soft part. I had a discussion a few weeks ago with the gentleman. We were out riding gravel roads and he was saying that he never turned off his ABS. He preferred to have full ABS on gravel. I disagree with that. Obviously, if you want to be able to stop and control your bike on soft surface, you've got to turn off the ABS. Clearly on this hard packed dirt road you'll be fine with the ABS on, but I thought we'd do 3 rounds down here. Down when you can see that white SUV, I painted a red line. That's what I'm going to try to hit the brakes every time. It's not exact science, so take it for what it is. I'm going to run it in raid mode, which is the most sensitive ABS brakes. I'm going to run it in road mode, and then I'm going to turn it into ABS Pro, where I have my rear ABS completely off and the front almost off, although nowadays you can't turn it completely off. I'm sorry, there's some German lawyer/engineer that decided that's too dangerous, but it doesn't interfere too much. So let's take a look at the different braking distances here. So let's start in rain mode, and I'm thinking, I don't know, slow speed, 40 miles an hour maybe, something like that, coming up to the red line, and then hit the brakes completely, stomp on the brakes, front and rear, and that was the ABS brakes with rain mode. So now I need to find a way to mark this. So let's mark the brake line with you. So this is the rain. Now let's whip around and do the same thing in road mode. About 40-45 miles an hour. So nothing really fast. And just realize that the softer the terrain is, if you have really soft gravel, the difference between the difference is going to be bigger. So let's go to road mode. All right. Do a quick turnaround up here. Just waiting for his car to pass so we're not in the way for anybody. This is a fairly empty gravel road, but I certainly want to make sure I don't block anybody or interfere with anybody's driving. So again, road mode, about 40-45 miles an hour, then hit the brakes over in the red area. And I got the same thing, I got to stomp the rear and hit the front as hard as I can. About 40. And I say road mode is about the same. I'm right over the point that I stopped with the rain. And that was full ABS, front and rear. And I'm sitting down, and then I just stomped on the brakes. So let's get back and do this in Enduro Pro. And in Enduro Pro, and my settings for ABS is the stock setting for Enduro Pro, or Enduro Pro. So that means I have no ABS on the rear tire, and I have slight ABS on the front. Alright, let's see what it takes us. So this is what I'm going to stand up. Same speed, about 40. There we go. And that was complete locked rear tire. And front as hard ABS as I could. Didn't feel any pulsation, so I don't think the ABS actually came in at all. But I think that we can see the red line up there for the with using ABS, rain and road mode. I'll say this is probably around 4 yards or so 16 feet. Let's get to the side, there's a school bus coming. So that's about a 16-foot difference. Which can make a huge difference if you're coming over around a turn and there's a deer or a moose, a car, a log, or you're running out of road. So 16 feet can definitely save your life. And keep in mind that this was semi-hard gravel road. It wasn't really loose, rolly stuff. There would have been a little bigger difference, I think, in that case. And of course we were only doing 40 miles an hour, right? So if you're booking at 60, 70, 80 miles an hour, it's going to make a huge difference. So anyway, there you have it. The braking distance is definitely shorter if you are running with your Enduro Pro. Turn off the ABS on the rear and almost turn off on the front for loose or gravel road. I estimate the distance for the ABS braking to about 20 yards. It could be 30 yards. I would say probably 30 yards. 40 miles an hour using ABS, it's probably 30 yards or so until it stopped. So on gravel, on loose surface, if you're gonna ride aggressive, keep it in Enduro Pro or Enduro. You want as little ABS as possible on the rear tire and none on the front if you have the choice. Of course, it depends on your skill level as a rider. Alright, so that kind of confirmed what I thought. Safely back in the garage. As you can see, the no ABS manual braking is a shorter braking distance on loose surface or gravel. We were not going very fast, 40 miles an hour, and it was flat. And I couldn't find a lot of rolling gravel, so this might be the best case scenario with the shortest difference in between. If you get into really loose surface or downhill, the delta is going to be bigger in my opinion. So certainly the ABS brakes are great if you're unfamiliar with the bike or just uncomfortable riding on gravel. They do help a lot. I probably would stick it in Enduro mode in that case. Which means you still have some ABS on the rear and ABS on the front. That might be the best if you're uncomfortable. I certainly don't recommend that you ride in rain or road mode on a gravel road. So enduro is fine, especially if your street tires on. Enduro Pro fits me best because I can set the parameters, I can set the ABS, I can set the traction control, and I can also adjust the throttle if I want to. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you found this useful, please like and subscribe. Thank you.